Hey, Pink Ladies, T-Birds just happen to be listeners to my shit. My name is JImmiPynk, and I got some theories about Neo, man. Um, I've been watching some other theory videos, doing some things about Ruby, sitting here waiting for Riverdale to come on, and I'm not hearing the theories that I think people are putting. They they got two, and they got two, but they coming up with 18. Um, couple of different things from some theories and some research that I've done about Brunswick Farm. Um, it's kind of related to the legend of Sleepy Hollow, which actually it's the original Brothers Grimm version of it with the Headless Horseman. Um, First and foremost, I want to say that this isn't the first time we've seen the Headless Horseman. He just had a head. That was the episode when we got Ren and Nora's backstory, because that was a horseman, somebody riding a horse Grimm that I believe Ren chopped his head off. So that may be something that's coming back. Also, Sleepy Hollow. Everybody died in their sleep. Also, the original Sleepy Hollow was written in companion to Rip Van Winkle, which is also related to sleep. Rip Van Winkle slept for 100 years. But more importantly, this picture. We don't see a lot of stuff in RWBY that don't have nothing to do with nothing. So they settle in, they see this picture of the family. And we see two little kids in the picture that the RWBY fandom is speculating is Torchwick and Neo. Yeah, makes sense. Neo came back this episode, avenging Torchwick, had his hat on. And then we might get some, how that works. Maybe they escaped. Maybe something really, really traumatic happened to Neo, and that's why she can't talk. But also in the picture, she has brown eyes and brown hair. Now, normally we see Neo's eyes switch colors. But in this volume, and I looked at a lot of clips and I ran it back, her eyes never switch. The pink eye and the pink hair is all on one side. We also don't know what Neo's last name is. Everybody wants to say, well, Torchwick changed his last name from Brunswick. No. The people that are in the middle of the picture, Neo is in the middle of that picture. If that little girl is Neo, it's Neo that's in the middle of the picture. Roman's in the picture, off to the side with his parents, but the main family in the middle is Neo. So could it possibly be that Roman's name is Roman Torchwick and he's just a cousin or somebody else that lived on the farm, but Neo's last name is Brunswick? Because we don't know what Neo's last name is, just Neapolitan. And we rarely hear being called even Neapolitan. But considering the fact they made close attention to make sure her pink eye was only on the side with the pink hair in this volume, and then the point that we thinking it was just a cute little nod, the Cinder is like, let's talk it over. She points to her mouth like, bitch, I can't talk. But why is all of this in the same volume? And this wasn't a long volume to include all of this at the same time. So I feel like something happened in them farms, or something was going on that farm, that some kind of way something was coming. Torchwick and Neo escaped, but Neo barely escaped and Torchwick saved her. That's why she was riding with him like that. They grew up together, but also he saved her life. Another thing I want to point out about the picture, because this is something that I pointed out that bothered me, because RWBY, the colors are important in RWBY. Now, I know for those of y'all, my Pink Ladies and T-Birds, y'all know I say the colors is important in everything, because usually they are. It's shorthand. But in RWBY, down to the reason why characters are named that way is color. Neo's eyeshadow is green. Your character's name is Neapolitan. Your whole appearance is pink, white, and brown like a scoop of goddamn ice cream. Why is your eyeshadow green? Going back to the picture, the little girl that we're speculating may be Neo had on a green dress. Maybe her real name ain't Neapolitan. IJS. But they didn't just randomly decide to put green eyeshadow on her. You see other characters in RWBY. And yes, Yang incorporates a little bit of purple. But so does Blake. That's her teammate. Blake's eyes are yellow. Weiss has a little bit of red in her outfit. Her teammate is RWBY. So RWBY has a little white. Like, they do that. Nora and Ren. They do that. So why would she randomly have green eyeshadow all of a sudden? I feel like it's a reason for that too. And it could be related to this little girl in this picture that has on a green dress. Maybe Neo's name ain't Neo. I don't know. But definitely I think that last name is Brunswick. Moving on to a different theory. Very, very briefly. And this has to do with my favorite character. Next to Neo, of course. But Neo been gone for a while. And that's Emerald. Now, again, I mentioned to you guys that color is very, very important to the story. And, of course, everybody is an analog of some kind of myth or story or fairy tale or something along the lines of that. And everybody's saying she Aladdin. I ain't quite buying that. That's weak at best, especially since we now have been introduced to the relic of knowledge, who is the genie of the lamp. So the genie ain't got nothing to do with Aladdin. Like, they got nothing to do with each other. I don't think she's supposed to be Aladdin. I never seen that. I never knew who she was, though. But now that we have the backstory of Ozma in Salem, who is clearly not only the Wizard of Oz and the Wicked Witch of the West, but also now Ozma, who the extended stories of Oz was was the Queen of Oz disguised as a boy. I feel like Emerald has more importance than what they letting on. And it's strictly based on her name, and I don't think we do know who she's based on yet. The reason I say that is everybody's name got something to do with their color, right? And you have RWBY. Sorry about that. And you have RWBY. Okay. But you don't have anybody else's name named after a gemstone. You don't have a sapphire. You don't have an amethyst. You don't have a topaz. You don't have... And I understand Steven Universe is out too. But there's a RWBY on Steven Universe and there's an Emerald on Steven Universe. So there's plenty of gemstones. You don't have a character to wear all black whose name is Onyx. You don't have a character that's all white whose name is Pearl. The point I'm making is when you think of Emerald, considering that a major part of this story has to do with the Wizard of Oz, and you have a character named Emerald, as in the Emerald City. Now, I'm just saying, and I could be wrong. Emerald might be the key to everything. Emerald ass might be Dorothy. Could be. We don't know. We had the Lion. We got the Tin Man with Ironwood. Some people say Crow is the Scarecrow. I'm not 100% sure, and we haven't been to all 4 schools yet to know that, because Raven and Crow also have a special story about them and some mythology between the Raven and the Crow. But Emerald, she could have been named 1,000 things green. The dominant color on Earth is green. Green and blue. So there's more names for characters that will be green or blue than anything. She could have been named after a tree, a plant, anything. Why Emerald? When right now our whole story is basically now the story of Oz. She might be Dorothy. She might be Dorothy. I don't have a complete thing on that yet, but that was just a thought that I had, that I'm like, Emerald ain't no damn Aladdin, and Emerald is more important than y'all think, because why would this whole storyline be about Oz? And I'm not talking about Oz Penn, I'm talking about Oz, the city of Oz. The whole mythology of Oz is like the main thing going on right now, and you have a character named Emerald, who we know is going to come back into play because we know Cinder is alive, but she's still riding with Salem. Neo is with Thing, and we also know that Emerald is not really evil. Emerald was just loyal to Cinder. All right. So we'll have to see. But that's it. I just wanted to tell my quick little thoughts and how I was feeling and what my little theories was. And then also the green eyeshadow, which would be my dream theory. But I know that's probably not what's going to happen. But hey, it happened on True Blood. My favorite two characters on True Blood teamed up. I never thought it was going to be a Pam Tara storyline, and it was. Maybe that green eyeshadow is for Emerald. In some kind of way, they get together some kind of way, being brought together by Cinder. Emerald realized she don't want to do this shit no more. Neo, like, fuck you, Cinder. I know you had something to do with Torchwick, and they get together and get rid of her ass. Or they finally do get rid of Cinder, and because Cinder, we don't know this, but maybe Cinder really does truly care about Emerald, and Emerald becomes the Fall Maiden. Because it's going to be the person that you think of that you give your powers up to. So there's that too. But those are just my thoughts. I also even thought about Emerald, something happened in the Oscar in some kind of way. Ozpin jump in the Emerald. And then that's your Ozma storyline brought back full circle. Whereas Ozma was, they was hiding the Queen of Oz as a boy to hide him from everybody. And she was really a girl. So again, her name is Emerald. That could be something else that happens too. We lose Oscar. Ozpin got to get and jump into somebody else, and it end up being Emerald. But anyway, y'all let me know if any of these theories make any lick of sense to y'all, or what y'all theories are. I know a lot of y'all are not going to listen to this because I don't do RWBY reviews. This is just something I had time to sit down today and listen to some of the theories. And I was just waiting to see if anybody's theory clicked with mine, and nobody's did. So I decided to do my own. So thank you so much for listening. Patreon, PayPal, all that good shit. Links down below. Subscribe, like. Most of my videos are not audio. So holla at your girl. Keep it greasy. Deuces.